Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Neyyah. Last time we left off, we had done a bunch of reading, and I think I have an understanding of the story so far. Gen was here, and he did some bad stuff. Or rather, he was at our home world and sent us out here to do some bad stuff, and then we were stringing him along while we developed interesting teleportation technology based off of an ancient civilization that used to live here that we're trying to pilfer technology for our home base. And we were going to try and trap him because of the way that the portals worked, and some idiot got themselves blown up. I am in a secret lab underneath the Pieta factory zone that was difficult to get into, and I'd found some journals. So for the third episode in a row, I'm going to need to read more information, because I think this is our next, like, what should I do here? Although I have salvaged the, God, I forgot how many proper nouns are in here, Peoltish head statues from the pillars, was it right for me to agree to have the only remaining Kienti building demolished just for the sake of experiments? The Falitsu plants are vital in my plan to eradicate Smolak's obsession and pollution of the Pieta technology. This natural power could be a way to save Uluj before it's too late. Perhaps the creepers will come after me next. I might end up feeling them wrap around my ankles somewhere on the beach, hating me as much as they hated that wretched Rolendium metal Smolak keeps choking the place with. It's almost as though the land knows. Yeah. In all caps. I would like to point out that this is in all friggin' caps. Knows. Smolak can smile for now, knowing he has ridden more of this once beautiful world from another slice of its history, but not for long. I've made some space in an old storage area at the back of my secret office at the Pieta factory, taking away some of the pallets that were once used for storing the crates of freshly powered Pietas and placing the statue heads there. I didn't have the heart to dump them in the bottom of the ocean. Everything else in this once beautiful world is crumbling into the ocean as is. Maybe Aurelian will release her vines on the Falistu Dome now, knowing I am trying all I can to preserve what is left of the Fazaltian world here on Neyyah. So Fazaltian is the old civilization. Is Orion like the ghost lady we saw? I did smile at the little present my friend Urantur sent over to me the other day, a prototype of what would later become the Falitsu Dome itself, demonstrating the mechanics and operations of the rotary system. I think it will serve as a nice ornament at my office on the Pieta factory. Work has progressed nicely on the Levandus crystal lamps. With the alterations made to one specific lamp, perhaps that prototype model will come in useful for making sure certain things are kept safe. Right, we do have lamps that I need to worry about here. Okay. The Falistu root experiments are important. I must protect them. The biggest concern I have is the longevity of the Falitsu Dome's operations. Smolak was quick to examine the mechanisms of the felization gun towers and how all cogs would run together in order for the towers to rise and the Zalum Tuk top chamber shutters to lower. He simply stole what he needed from the Fazaltians and did not require much assistance from the magicians at the Roland Temple at all, apart from the installation of giant Kula crystals at the top of the dome, and the Falitsu plant pools inside. The rotary shell works fine, considering the design and operation of the mechanisms, but it's cumbersome and unstable. I will be pushing for a more stable dome to house the the Litsu plants, especially if any other dome structures are built for further experimentation. This is where we saw a little eyeball statue. I see a code. I've made further developments at the old railcart system that lead to Meheli Portal Tank. The entrance to the underground railcart works well, even after all these years. The Phaletsians knew how to devise very secure doorways to areas of great importance. What concerned me was the portal itself. To make any further repairs, I have marked the area in which the portal has been built under the water. I can resume work much easier this way. Pelska Portal Activation Code 4231. I've devised upon a mix of the Phaletsian floral symbols and constellation numbers to enter the code. Oh, no, I needed to be back in that book. I didn't want to zoom out. Hold on. Yep. Dang it. Okay, hold on. I need to remember how I'm taking screenshots here. Okay. Then we go over to my Google Docs page. And I had a to-do list note, so I should review that. So I'm in my Google Docs page, I hit my screenshot tool, I grab this. I resize my page. Now this to-do list was just sitting in a desk somewhere, I want to say, right? Can I go and find that afterwards? We'll read through that in a minute. Flora Constellation. My book on Phalessian flora came in handy in this one. The bunker teleportation console is also ready. I must be prepared to use this once it's activated by the sensors in Neyyah heat chambers, as Smolex will start his descent into Neyyah once I've opened the console. I concealed the code in a faraway, safe place. I was sitting with Neyyah one morning before I set out to Neyyah to complete a list of errands. He translated one of the Peoltish clan's names into Gahalanti for me. All right. I'm actually going to put this whole page up above. This is important. Even though I have it on my personage, I would rather it live in a note sheet somewhere. Okay, so we got B-E-L-I-L-K-A. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, 4, 5. V-A-B. Okay, so this is not a very difficult cipher by the look of it. V dot and V dot dot just so happen to line up with our vowels of A and B. And then if we assumed C, D, E, yeah, E. So do you see what I'm saying here? Is like you count the dots and that gets you that. And then these L, I, and K count 3 backwards from I. So that would be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So 3 backwards is A, B, C, D, E, F. So F is the highest it would go. Which means that K, so their base 6? Their base 6 or 7. I don't remember exactly how that works. The base 2, you can only count up to 1. So in base 7, you can only count up to 6. Okay, that makes sense. All right, all right. I've solved language. Do y'all work that out with me? I should draw on the screen a little bit more. Anyways, okay. And we do have a book on flora. I'm assuming this is the place in which the far off place where the code is stored. This is one of those moments that really pushes my desire to generate systems in which to teach the sacred code language of the Phaletsians. Not that Smolex would approve. However, when I have a prototype ready, I intend to share it with Neluka. I'm sure he would be very keen to try it out. I would also need to keep it on a distant, faraway location. I made two new keys, which will unlock the new mechanisms I've installed across Neyyah. Not capitalized. Damn it. I've given one to Mason, the other I will keep here in my office at the Piata factory. I left the Rolanda temple the other day, having discussed the recent Yolpesh portal devastation at the Piata factory. Smolex wasn't at all happy, disregarding the portal's once useful activity as a mere means to an end. So many areas of the Fezeltian world have been transformed into platforms to give power to Smolex's use of new Olugrian technology. Upon activating the microphone frequencies at the old gun tower on the Levandis zone, the sound emitted there brought tears to my eyes. It was almost as if that sound belonged to the mourning of the departed Pelskas, or even the pain of the lost Felicians, seeping back into Neyyah from the depths of the prison. The Quiluvian. I'm so close to finding it now. Soon I will be able to put my mind at rest. My work on Neyyah will be done. I've just finished installing the new lever system for the water pump shed at the Skrilidi Towers. I've made sure the key Urenter has provided is kept far away from prying eyes. Somewhere in a bunker there? I've considered bringing the key here to the secret office at the Piata factory, but having precious items hidden in different locations will keep things more secure, and also create a puzzle game. Having precious items hidden in different locations will keep things more interesting. I'm uncertain whether the old guard station on Glorifix Mines is a good place for keeping things protected, considering how close it is to the main lab. However, I doubt Smolex will have much intention of snooping around the old Felician areas. The elevator at the Felicu Dome has been shut down. I understand Smolex's frustration at this. Even so, the Paleska vines will consume the entire dome before too long. I warned him countless times not to use Relidium metal. Those vines will enshroud anything Smolex pollutes Neyyah with. I just hope I can speed up the work with Felicu roots before this happens. I'll replace the button as soon as I can, but the Volk cabinet on Felicu Island must remain accessible in order to retrieve the correct symbol for the Matoya gas system at the Lodvik Tower. That reminds me, I must fix the cabinet sensor. All three sensors seem to be in good working order. I have to discuss with Talivia my suspicions regarding the Gillifium and I have discussed with Talivia my suspicions regards the Gillifium that Smolex has concocted from the Neyyah spores. That's a sentence. I took a couple of samples and will take them to my lab on Ulage for the couple of tests. I may even bring the equipment to Neyyah, but we'll see. There's a possibility that the drugs may be used to subdue the people rather than benefit their health in any way. It would be as a protection against the elements once the Laphomian portal brings Ulage back to Berigyon. I'll see how Talivia goes with eating the white parts of the Gefunka mushrooms. What? I've been working alongside Mason a lot more as of late, as I believe if my first trust can be strengthened in him, he will prove to be a valuable asset to the work I need conducted on Neyyah. Surely he won't blow himself up. Mason has mentioned much about his memories of where he came from, as he says he can't remember much before arriving here on Neyyah. One thing I noticed on Mason when he first arrived was a distinctive purple dust and rock on his shoes and parts of his clothes. This made me speculate where this may have come from. I've seen no such dirt here on Fletza, and definitely nowhere on Olage. This leads me to consider the possibility that this may originate from Quilivia, within the Quilivian itself. Mason has fueled my hopes in finding a way to restore Fletza, and to find the Quilivian and rescue the prisoners there. If Mason can escape, who else can? I'm allergic to proper nouns. And if not, is there a way to get inside the Quilivian and perform a rescue attempt? This is a puzzle input pad by the look of it. The thought of teaching our community about more in-depth and fascinating ways in which the Felicians lived their lives excites me beyond measure. I'm proud of my efforts so far in pushing ways in which to inform the new Neyyah site workers of the Felician soul of the land. I'm not sure if I'll pursue this work on the constellation number system I've rigged up currently at the old watchtower on Prenova Point. Glitches keep occurring when some of the switches are activated. Still, it's an enjoyable process, building something which keeps Neyyah alive at its core. I finally fixed the Peleska portal. For now, I'll keep it at its hangar on the lab HQ of the Glorifex mines. I used it a few times yesterday when double-checking the sensors at the Neyyah pool's heater chamber. Getting from there to Bolivra Point, as planned, is now instantaneous. Trapping Smolix at the bunker can be achieved much faster now. No point in waiting around any longer as needed. I set up active points around Neyyah where the Peleska portal can be used. Only once the portal is activated will the symbol glow blue. The lit symbols must be visible in order for the traversal to work properly. Okay, so I need to make sure that these are visible. So just leave them open. Peleska portal activation points. We found this one. I don't know if we found this one. Above the door entrance. Okay. I found this one. We just have, like, these. We now have fast travel points. Oh, we got a lot. And I found this one. Okay, so we got fast travel point stuff to look for. And this is that desk toy that mimics the tower that they were talking about here. This, oh look, it is the same. We're seeing how this all actually worked. Okay, okay. All right. What does this actually do? Yeah, look at that. Spins around, opens up. What's the point of that? I don't know. This is our to-do list. Finalize the code for the Peleska Shrine activation console. I've agreed upon 4231, but we decided on which Flora constellation symbols to use. I think that's supposed to be undecided. Write down combination in journal. We didn't get that combination in the journal yet either. But we... No. Keep spare keys at Lab HQ in this drawer. Must fit... Okay, so mechanisms and other locks... So we got the key that goes to the Lab HQ. Must fit locks to the other doors in the main chambers on Minerva Point. I don't think I've been there yet. Old heater shells at the lab for now. The one with the crystal block mech symbol will need extra protection. And the bridge to the watchtower on Belitsu Island Harbor Zone is now permanently raised. The bridge is up. Have used wood to wedge the lever up. Quicker access. I would like to review our maps. Oh, sorry, what is this? I don't know what this is. I didn't get a picture of this. I should. Just in case. No, I might have a picture of this. No, I definitely don't have a picture of this. Okay, this goes in this specific picture. What were you? Why are you? What? Get the proper crop because I care about these things for no reason other than my own sense of aesthetics. Okay, okay, alright, alright. No, oh, now I can zoom in. You don't have anything that I can click on. Glowing interactable zone might be nice, but then again, it would have given away... It would have given away where interaction spot was for things. Okay, and last time, I'm just trying to refresh my memory. We activated something in this room which allowed us to use portal technology, I want to say. Bannock's eye portals detected. Portal data retrieved. Portals are online. Yes, because we entered in the correct... We entered in the correct symbols here. But I can't remember what those were. They were the bits on these statues' heads, which we'd already got on another note somewhere else, but I'm glad that they also included the statues here. the part that the note we needed was something else. I also don't know why I have this in the garbage that I can access. That's a concern for me. Okay, one more journal, and then we're done. And I don't think there's going to be much reading. Oh, never fucking mind. Okay, these plant symbols mean something if we see them. And we've seen this. We've seen that specific symbol on the doorway to the Gefunk mushroom side of the arrival area. There's the Neyyah plant, a sacred plant which was believed to have been... Can I make this? No. Which was believed to have been grown by the ancient temples of the Tulumbre. Special water was produced called Lodvik water, enabling the plant to grow to be sustained in later times during the Philesian reign. The Neyyah plant is now grown for its spores under the control of Smolax Mehmet. So that's the poisonous one. Pelurian flowers, an ancient Philesian flower blossoming with fluorescent blue and white bulbs. They can grow to small or large sizes, and the flowers have been extracted and mixed with other components to help form the plasma for the Pelurian portals. Okay. Flitsu plant, a giant leaf plant which usually grows close to the bulba tree. In ancient times, Bululuba tree. There was an absence of these plants across Felicia. The roots are examined, extracting possible energy resources to generate power on Ologe outside the traditional use of peatas. Felicia Dome was built to enable these plants to flourish due to most having withered away due to changing climates. Okay, so we're growing those in climate control. Got it. And that's what all of the different like ventilation systems that we had were like controlling. Then these Gefunki mushrooms. Gefunki mushrooms grow across Felicia Island, which has become known as the Gefunki Zone, since the island was separated from the Benoxi Eye portals. In certain areas, the roots of the mushrooms soak up water stained with Pelurian flower petals, and big spores can be found growing blue under the mushroom. Smaller spores grow on top, which have been used to generate light. The Warlet flower. We've also seen that symbol. Where have we seen that symbol? I swear we had seen that symbol somewhere. But I can't remember where now. But it was on something. Maybe that was on the paper by the docks that we got. No, it wasn't. Oop. I'm moving crap around in my spreadsheet, which I shouldn't be doing. Warlet flowers can be seen dotted around various terrain, including on beaches close to the shorelines. The Warlet flower has been used in the creation of invisible ink, which can be made visible using salt. Got it. And just named peculiar tree, a very common tree which can be seen around Felicia, growing on rocky terrains and beach area. They just called it, oh no, not peculiar, pellicular. I'm dyslexic, don't mind me. The roots grow very deep, enabling these trees to prosper in high terrain areas. Needles that grow at their base have been used by the Felicians in the past as dart weapons against a range of dangerous creatures, such as Maleva cats and Nelixiums. Oh, the cats are dangerous, good to know. Alderflower. These plants grow in various colors, including red and green. Red alders are commonly sighted at shorelines and shallow waters. Philipsia ferns. These ferns are very common across Felicia. They can grow in various locations, including rocky terrain and beach areas. They can grow into bright green colors, yet suffer in shade, preferring sunlight. They can flourish in either dry or wet conditions. Stachilia flowers. The Stachilia flowers are quite pale in color. We've got a color code going on, usually white or turning yellow, their stems growing very tall. They can be found growing in clusters around the beach and shoreline areas. Stilutka flower. Staculia flower and Stachilia flower. So a more stout form of the Stachilia flower with slightly thicker green leaves growing in the base. They can be seen growing on rocky terrain areas. And more plit flowers. These flowers can be classed more as a weed, which seem to grow in old ruins of Felicia as well as sandy rock areas. Called decor tree, a very tall palm tree growing on beaches. They can sometimes grow quite isolated from one another. However, more commonly they grow in pairs or sometimes in a cluster of 4. Never in 3 though. They're seen all across Felicia. Peleska vine. These are the invasive species that are just chewing through metal. Have only become prominent on Peleska, where specific Olusian structures are based, containing the metal called Relidium. They represent the physical representation of the Peleska here on Neyyah. The Fuletsu Dome is becoming a problematic area where there is an infestation of vines growing there. And the Boluluba tree. The Boluluba tree is an ancient Celestian species of tree. Only grow in very select areas of Celestia. Fuletsu plants would grow in abundance under these trees before climates change. The leaves form a thick canopy, keeping birds at bay, while the needles protect the base of the tree from any land-based predators. Boluluba, I thought we had another Boluluba thing here. No? No? Okay. I swear I saw the word Boluluba. Yes, the Fuletsu plant grows near the Boluluba tree. Got it. And Nymphy flowers, a green leaf plant which finds nutrients in the Pelorian pool waters, water which is usually mixed with fallen leaves of the Pelorian flowers. And Flant, when you've run out of plant names. A seaweed which can flourish under the water but can also be spotted on shorelines, growing on structural areas, usually very dried up and flat in form. Celestian fauna, the Maleva cat. I think we saw one of those. I've put it in a thumbnail, just a heads up. A very adaptable cat species, Maleva cats have evolved to become a ferocious predator in Fuletsia, using their large yellow eyes to spot prey at long distances and in dark areas. They have dark vision. Mating rituals involve the use of a large red crest that flares up at the back of its head. It can also be used to ward off any potential threats, along with a deadly spiked tail. The Peleif toad. I've also seen you. The Peleif toad can be found in swampy, marshy areas and enjoy a good sunbathe once in a while. Their spiky skin was once used by the Felicians and is green in the early developments of weaponry against the Iliopolites. And the Talbrockbird. I don't think I've seen you. They were once trained to attack the Iliopites in battle. You could train them? Cool, all right. While not big enough to take on full-size zephyrfish. I just played Spyro 2 on the channel. Is this a Spyro joke? Because we're the Zephyr and the something else fighting in Spyro 2. And one was birds and one were like slugfish things. They will feed on smaller fish in beach areas. The oils on their feathers have been used by Felicians for medicinal purposes. Nilaxium. Never seen either of these things. Oh, and that zephyrfish is just a hammerhead shark. They populate cliff areas and beaches. While armed with a powerful beak, they are flightless birds and are more likely to flee than attack in dangerous situations. Repellents have been set up on poles in certain areas of Neyyah to keep these creatures away, sometimes sedating them. The zephyrfish are very ancient creatures on Neyyah. Blue light can be seen emitting from the tentacles growing from the top of their head. Those are tentacles? I thought we would call them spines. Which hold a strong electromagnetic pulse. These fish have become troublesome in the production of Neyeshka spores, and so systems have been put in place on Neyeshka pools to prevent them from entering the heating chamber. I don't recognize this symbol from our plant. Is it this? Is it Warlent flower? It's a leaf-looking thing. They're all leaf-looking things, but no, that one is absent. So is this the constellation? I am unsure. What I want to do is now go outside and check on... how our portal technology works. We had a description of how portal technology worked. I need to read our portal journals again. Oh, that's the emergency transcript. I don't care about that. I am actually just going to make a new spreadsheet page and have all of these on hand for quick reference. Okay, Peleshka portal locations. And then we're just going to... We are just going... I actually want this pretty big, yeah. To do a keep tracking. of each one that I have done. Mark them off as I go. You need to be bigger. Okay, and then you. Just gonna have to draw on these. Is there a quick way to draw? Just going to have to check mark them besides. Oh, and that was it. Was that it? That door, we got this one is the last one. Yes, okay. Okay, so we've got 10 fast travel points that I need to care about. With screenshots of what their screens look like. Now, I saw this door, and it reminded me of the one on Fuletsu Island, Lavandis Zone. Inside left of the old Paeta cradle outside the cavern entrance.